everybody, Guy Arnold. Hey, once again, I'm doing a business partner spotlight with people I do business with that you may want to do business with also. Today, we're talking to Greg Pope from Prosperity Bank, and we're just going to discuss ways to cut years off your loans and ways to save yourself money off your mortgage. Hello, Greg.
How are you?
Good. When I bought my first house and probably when I bought my second house, people didn't really inform me about, okay, I signed a 30-year note, here's my 30 years of payments, 360 payments. I thought that's what you were supposed to do. Now that I'm in the real estate world and talk with more lenders like yourself, I've learned there are tricks and ways to either cut off the amount of money you're paying or the years that you're paying. And I want my buyers and potential buyers to know about these things. One of them I've always heard, that took me years till somebody told me is set up biweekly payments. Instead of paying $2,000 once a month, pay $1,000 every 2 weeks. Can you kind of tell a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So, if you do the math on it, there's 26 2-week periods in a year. And if you were paying once a month, that's 12 total payments, right? So if you make biweekly payments, essentially you're making 13 payments instead of 12. So the effect of making one extra payment per year, 13 instead of 12, really takes a 30-year loan down to like 22 and a half years or,
Wow.
something in that range. So the impact, is pretty great, mainly because when you have a mortgage, the way amortization is set up, the interest on the first few years of that mortgage is much heavier than the last few years. So by paying those extra payments, and especially in the beginning, you're sliding yourself up that amortization table, and then you're getting it paid off much quicker. So it's a really effective strategy. Some banks out there, might offer a program where they'll collect, a certain fee to auto draft it that way for you, because there is a little higher administrative cost involved with doing that. But you don't need to pay any extra fees. What I suggest for somebody who wants to attack their loan that way is, maybe when you get your tax refund at the end of the year, you apply that extra money to your mortgage just one time per year, and you'll accomplish the same thing. Or you could go through the program and set it up bi-weekly like we discussed.
I've even noticed when I look at some of the websites where I pay my mortgage that you could, if you just want to pay, $50 a month towards the principal amount extra each month, or you can often set it up where you're applying an amount, whether it's a small amount or a larger amount, and that will definitely, since it's going against your principal amount, really chip down the mortgage over time.
Absolutely. And there's no standard to it. That's just one that people have taken a look at. But certainly $50 a month, $100 a month, anything above and beyond your monthly payment is going directly to principal. And that's important because, when you make your payment, if it's a 30-year loan, 90% of your payment in the beginning is going to interest.
Yeah.
So if you take an extra $100 per month and you put it down directly to principal, it's going directly to principal, nothing else. There's 4 components to a payment. There's principal, there's interest, there's taxes, and insurance. So once you've made that and satisfied your monthly obligation there, if you then put additional funds, that money is now going directly towards your balance, and it's really, really effective to getting the loan paid off early.
Let's say somebody that's been in their mortgage, they didn't know about this. They've been in a mortgage for, let's say, 5 years now, and they're looking for a way to, get it paid off earlier. What's the rates and stuff on going to a 15-year mortgage now instead?
So the first thing that I would encourage somebody like that to do is evaluate what mortgage they are in now to figure out whether or not there's a better option for them, right? So if we can replace their existing mortgage with a better mortgage, whether that be a 15-year, a new 30-year, maybe cash out if they want to, upgrade the house, get it ready for sale, anything like that. So the first thing we want to do is figure out what their needs are and what their strategy is, and then we can develop a loan product from there. Now, to your point with the 15-year, 15-year loan rates right now are like at 2%. So if you have a mortgage that you originated, say, in 2018, 19, something in that ballpark, and it was around 5% at the time on a 30-year loan, you're looking at knocking off 3% by going to a 15-year. I would bet your payment is lower than your 30-year amortization. I
Yeah.
mean, it would be that much of an impact.
Wow, around 2%. That's crazy. I don't want to say I'm old, but my first mortgage ever was at 8.75%.
Yeah. Yeah. The times have changed for sure.
No, that's fantastic advice. I think anybody that in this Dallas Fort Worth area where homes have appreciated so much the last few years, people have got the equity building, probably have built up a lot of equity if you've been in your house for a while. It's always good to talk to a loan officer like yourself and talk about, you said cash out refinance. Maybe somebody wants to buy an investment property and they've got the equity there to help do that. There's just so many options to understand where your mortgage is and where it could be.
Absolutely. And like I said, that's why it's so important that you evaluate first and foremost what you have now,
Yeah.
because there could be something better out there. If you're in the best mortgage, then, certainly there's a lot of different strategies to paying off that loan a little bit quicker, and you will really reap the rewards long term. I mean, having your mortgage getting paid off quickly really puts you ahead of the game.
Yeah, yeah. I think the American dream is to have your house, and then to have it paid off is a really wonderful dream. So if we can find ways to get them paid off faster, all the better.
Absolutely.
Any other tips or anything you can think of at the moment to give to current mortgage holders?
I'm drawing a blank, guy. We're going to have to edit the video.
No, I think we gave them a lot of good information here. I think we gave them some good ideas, or a lot of people don't realize making those biweekly payments or just applying extra to the principal. It's going to save them years off their mortgage.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate your time, Greg, and I think we gave people some good information, and if anybody wants more information and wants to talk to Greg about refinancing, interest rates, anything like that, get a hold of me. I've got his contact. I'll put you guys in touch, and we'll talk to you soon.